Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I am doing something a little bit different. I have a few screenshots actually of my little YouTube studio account. So I recently hit 50 subscribers and then followed closely by 70 subscribers, which I never thought my channel would quite take off like that. And I know it's still very young, but I was excited about it. So I've decided I'm going to do a little Crafty Kate 8x8 album. So this is a piece of 8x8 wood grain paper that I have had for a while. It came in like a Christmas pack, and I don't usually do 8x8, so this actually works out perfectly. Now I have this white paper to go underneath it because I want to kind of create a like live edge style layout. So when I say live edge, I mean like those really fancy wooden tables that have the epoxy going through them. They're just beautiful, and I thought I kind of wanted to try to create something similar to that using sequins and a wood grain paper. So I have my two photos together, and I know I want them to overlap, and obviously I don't want to waste all my sequins underneath the photos, so I kind of mark off the area where I want the sequins to be. And I tear the paper to give it that kind of roughed up edge, and I actually use some gold acrylic paint and paint the torn edges. I think it just kind of gives it that kind of pop of sparkle and shine and just gives the effect that I want. So that's what I'm doing there, just painting, just using a small little cheapo brush really that I've had for years and going over the edge. Now I am leaving a few little bits of white, and that's okay with me because I want it to kind of look rough and a little kind of natural, I suppose, which obviously white paper on trees is not particularly natural, but that's kind of the effect I'm going for, so it's fine. We're going to keep up with a little bit of white on outlining the gold. And honestly, you can hardly even tell in the video. So once I get it all painted, I am thoroughly impatient and I am not going to let it dry. I'm just thinking, oh, okay, this is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and stick it all down. And I wanted to use my wet glue to adhere the edges so they stayed nice and flat. And then I didn't want the whole thing to be covered in wet glue, so I get out my little Herma mounting squares, and it's all ready to go to be stuck down to that white paper. I even very lightly place it there, and then I'm like, wait a second. I want to do my sequins before I put this on top because I don't want the sequins like spilling over. So I tried to trace around, but of course, that does not work. So I just pick it up, and actually the wet glue left some imprints that I could see exactly where I needed to put the sequins. So I use a variety. I start with 2 packs from this month, March 2021's Spiegelmom Scraps monthly kit. I have Perfect Moment and Vicky's Rainbow. I kind of mix those together, and I get a few from just my stash, some pink and clear ones, some gold ones, and another color of pink, and I just mix them all together on my little sequin tray there. Now, I use just straight up Elmer's glue. This is what I have. I know that there are better glues out there, but like I said, this is what I have, so I'm going to use it at least for now. I put the glue all over the area that I want the sequins, and then I start sticking the sequins down just using my fingers. Again, there's probably, I guarantee there is a better way of doing it, but this was the way that I did it. And I thoroughly underestimated how many sequins I would need, so I actually have to kind of remix my sequins, I think 3 times. But since it's such a variety and I just wanted like all the different colors and they all kind of mesh together on the paper anyway, I didn't think it really mattered. I really like how this turns out. I think it looks really cool, and ultimately I'm very happy with this layout. So I try to kind of smash those down and get those in place before I start working on the other side. Again, just using my Elmer's glue and my finger to spread it around, but really it worked pretty well. So again, I'm certain there's a better way, and please, if you want to tell me a better way, feel free to put it in the comments below. But you make it work. So again, you can see I run out of my sequin mix here, and we're going at it again, adding more. That cute little tin actually came just from Tuesday morning, and then I have the Spiegel Mom scraps, and then I also have just some sequins that came straight off Amazon. So I've got, really cute fancy ones and some cheapo ones all mixed in together, and I really think it turns out well. So I try to fill in gaps where I see them, but ultimately, I kind of like the chaos of it. I like that it's all a little different. I love the texture that it provides, and I think it works out really well. So I move all my sequins, I'm happy with where they are, and then I decide, okay, now it's time to put my paper down. And I just kind of smash it down right on top. I know my liquid glue has already dried there, but I still have my mounting squares, which kept it all together. And I'm using, you saw I used a little bit of glitter to kind of fill in any gaps that might have been there. And it's gold glitter, it just adds a little more something to it. So I put my photos, they're not glued down yet or anything, but I put my photos on top just to kind of get the sense of where I wanted them to be. And then I grabbed this little piece of journaling paper. This came from the Chamel Sparkle City 6x8 pad. It was just an extra piece that I had. I ink it up a little bit with my Scrapbook.com gold metallic ink, which just kind of makes it a little bit shiny, which I love and thinks it goes really well with the rest of the page and ultimately, with the other things that I add to. So I write a little bit just about, how I started my YouTube channel last October, and seriously, I never thought, anyone would ever really watch it. So thank you if you're watching it right now. It was just something, for fun during COVID. I was like, okay, why not give it a try? I like watching people on YouTube, so let's see what it goes. And then I can't believe I got 50 subscribers, so thanks guys. And then now I'm up to 70, which is awesome. I know it's still, very, very small amounts, but I'm so happy with it. So, I was just writing a little bit of journaling about that. Now I want to map my photos, and that's what I'm doing with this piece of paper. I didn't want just a regular matte. I wanted it to be different. This was just a scrap piece of white paper that I did some Distress Oxide on. I believe I used picked raspberry and broken china. I thought that kind of gave a nod to the colors of sequins that are in here. And then I just kind of smushed down my Scrapbook.com gold metallic ink pad once it had dried. It just, I think, brings the colors in a little more that are already on the layout and keeps with my, sparkle just a little bit. And then it's not just another white border or another black border. I really like how it turns out. So I put my photos together. They're overlapping quite a bit, but that's okay. The point is that you see, hey, 50 subscribers. Then on the day that I printed these photos, I had 67 subscribers, and that was super exciting to me. So I finally put my photos together. I do hate how much of the sequins that I end up covering up, but you know what? That's just part of it, and there's no point in being upset about it because it is what it is. And ultimately, I love the layout, so why not? I grabbed some of the foam tape to pop up the second one on. Again, this just gives it a little more texture, a little more dimension and interest, so that, the photos aren't super flat. And now I use these tiny gold thickers. They are called Happy. Picked them up at Walmart, which was awesome. And they're like 200 or 300 or something letters on the page. So that's awesome. They're going to last forever. And I'm just spelling out Crafty Kate, the name of my channel, as my title, because this is the first page in my little crafty album. So I'm spelling those out. I will have to readjust my letters a little bit. I probably should have started going forward, but you know, you never stick them down fully right away just to make room for that. But after I do the title, that will finish up my layout. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye.